Okay, what happened to Peter and the family? Then we can see, based on the roadmap to financial freedom that we produced from him, we can see his wealth actually will start from, well, I think 800,000 here, continue to grow, okay, and then you can see here, providing education for the 2 children.
Yes, so those are the small dips.
There's small dip here, and no problem for him. It's okay for him because there's a lot of saving, as you know. And then at age 55, he received his EPF. So the wealth jumped to about 4.2 million.
Because this is when he withdraws his EPF.
He withdraws his EPF. And then 2 years later, the wife has got a little EPF now. Okay, and then from there, they start to spend 60,000 a year. Okay, that's where they continue to drop. But not so much problem, just a lot of saving. So the wealth will still last at the age of 80 years old.
Like you said also, this is just assuming that everything is smooth sailing, that
Yes.
nothing happens, nobody falls ill, there's
Yes.
no need to spend any extra than that 60,000 that they
Yes.
spend.
So if that's the case, he's actually on track to financial freedom.
Okay.
Now, actually, some email that I received after a few program that we actually done, people are asking me, Mr. Yap, every time I look at this roadmap, I got a bit confused. I do not know how do you get to this roadmap.
Okay.
Of course, now Joanne, having been so many times, she become semi-expert already.
I can
Semi-expert.
predict the next roadmap.
She knows how to predict the result already. So basically, for the viewers who actually have not seen the roadmap, basically what I've done is that I take into consideration all the income and the asset the person has got. I put into consideration of the EPF contributions, income tax, return on investment. Then I minus against those living expenses and the inflation that you got and all the financial goals. Then I project it over this year. This is the chart that we get. Okay.
And this is actually on your website, correct? People can actually do them for themselves.
Actually, not yet. We're actually working
On
to
that
make this a
calculator.
calculator.
All right.
Okay.
What you
so
have on the
can have
website
that.
is the education calculator for which
Yes,
country? Okay.
retirement planning actually calculators. Okay. So now let's look at the situation to see what happened if Peter died.
Okay.
Okay. And that is the scary picture for us to show. This is the roadmap for the death scenario, which means to say, plus the insurance that he has got, he would have about maybe 870,000 wealth, and this money will continue to drop, and it will only last up to the age of 43 years old or the wife. So at the age of 43 years old, the youngest kid is only about 5 plus 10 is about 15 years old. So none of the kids
It
have
will only last roughly about 10 years?
about 10 years. And you'll be glad to see that actually the wealth that actually lasts 10 years. Some people's wealth in the situation like that can't even last 1 year. No insurance, no saving,
Right.
just expenses. So the idea is what we want to actually help actually this family to do is to help Peter and the family is so that the wealth will last up to the age of 52.
Why 52?
Why 52? Because by the time of the wife is 52, then the youngest child will reach the age of 23 years old.
So can start working, has
Can start graduated from university,
So a source
can
of
start working
income.
already. So hopefully the 2 kids can take care of the
If
mom.
he's not a bum.
He better not be.
So the idea is that what should we do now? That's where the insurance thing come in. Okay. Now, so the idea is what can we do now to help them? Now, for the family of Peter, after further discussion between Peter, the wife, and myself, we discovered that they need to achieve reduce their living expenses now.
So a 96,000 cost of living per year for a family of 4 is actually quite extravagant, is it? They can still,
Yes.
cut down.
Especially in the event whereby the loss of the major breadwinner of the family.
I see.
So that's where that they need to actually adjust their living expenses, not 96,000 a year, but to 48,000
What
a year.
were some of the stuff that you guys came up with that would help save this family money?
Okay, I think the first thing is that automatically, when there's one breadwinners actually do not go to work, there's actually a lot of less expenses. Transport expenses, clothing expenses, entertainment expenses, and other expenses. And of course, one person, one mouth less in the family, there will be also less actually living expenses as well.
Right.
So plus also, because the reason why we need to cut to this one to 48,000, because we do not want to actually insure too much. Because if we were to say, I want to keep 96,000 per year, so for that matters, for what you know, he may need to have about 1.4 million worth of insurance to cover. and that's going to be a lot of premium. So the idea is that adjust to the level of 48,000 a year, and then insure for 700,000. Okay. So the idea we're talking about here is that 700,000 may sound like a lot of coverage, no, and then it may also mean.
About it.
Pardon?
If in this scenario, not really.
Not really, yeah. But it also means that a lot of actually premium.
Yes.
But actually, I've done some
premium, yes.
rough calculation. If you go for the whole life insurance, the normal whole life insurance, it will cost you about 23,000 a year premium, and that's quite hefty for some family.
Right.
That's quite high, yes.
No, that's quite high. So that's why I would recommend, normally when it comes to death insurance coverage, don't go for the whole life, which involve a lot of saving and investment within it. My suggestion goes for pure term insurance. If you go for term insurance for 700,000, you need to cover yourself. The premium is roughly about 5,000 only. You can see it's only 1/4 of the premium.
Exactly. So what you're suggesting is avoid or choose not to go for the plans that have saving plans attached to them.
Yes. Just go for pure protection.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. So then let's see what happens if they have to adjust the financial situation to that. Okay. By taking those two actions, we can see that because of the insurance of 700,000, the wealth will jump to about 1.6 million if there's a death actually happening. And then the wealth will last longer. In between, take care of the elder son's university education, second son's university education, and the wealth will last nicely at the age of 52 of the wife.
Right.
Okay, so by then the two kids will be financially independent, should be able to take care of the family, and the wife.
Hence this little peak in income there.
This is the EPF that she will receive
EPF.
at the age of.
Now that's actually
55.
quite scary now that you're comparing the two. In the first scenario, in case of a death, of course, kids don't even manage to go to, university
not
yet.
even actually enter yet. Yeah. So the idea is to make sure that the two kids complete the university education, start working, can support themselves, and also support the mother. Okay. So this is what we talk about optimum roadmap for Peter. Again, some of you are thinking they're saying that this is not our case. This is Peter's case. So for the viewers in front of the TVs, when we talk about, hey, what about me? So if I want to plan for financial security for the family, what should we do? Okay, let me share with you some hot tips here. There's only 3 for you to remember.
Okay.
Number 1, in the first place, we need to actually work out how much living expenses that we want to provide for the family. Like for example, just now we talked about 4,000 per month for the Peters and the family.
Right.
Okay, and for how long? Okay, just now we talked about for the second child to reach 23 years old. So that will be about 18 years. So in the case of 18 years, okay, and then 4,000 per month, and based on the calculation, I think it requires about 1.6 million. Okay, so for the 1.6 million, then we work out how much we need, number 1. Number 2, we review the current asset that we got, saving that we got, maybe some unit trust that we got, Amanah Saham that we got, and EPF that we got, how much that we have roughly. So it turned out to be, in the case of Peter, he has got about 900,000. So there is a shortage of 700,000.
Right.
So that's where we can confirm that what this family need to buy insurance is not 1.5 million, it's not 2 million. No, it's actually 700,000. Not too much, but just enough to take care of the objective. So, and last but not least, should we buy insurance? I would strongly discourage us to put investment money, saving money into insurance, because there'll be too high expenses and there'll be not getting very good return for you. So when you buy insurance, just buy enough for protection. So go for term insurance, never buy saving insurance, never buy whole life insurance. So if you can follow these 3 steps here, okay, then you'll be actually on track to provide a peaceful security to a family.
What about health insurance? Because sometimes it doesn't result, for example, an accident, God forbid, doesn't result in death, but it results in disability, which also renders one income earner, unable to.
As far as disability is concerned, in Malaysia, most, if not all, of the insurance company, when they provide the death coverage to you, it also comes together with the disability insurance.